Here's the thing about NBA players. They're the moment. So, despite the fact that they may claim to be normal people on whom all general codes and morals of decency apply, it's not always such a big deal when they break these alleged rules. For example, an NBA player flirting with their teammate's partner is not actually unheard of. Here are 7 times NBA players were caught flirting with the other players' partners. Be sure to stick around to see number 1. It's a scandalous treat. But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple. At number 7, Paul George and Roy Hibbert. Keep in mind that all the stories mentioned here are at best blunt confirmations and at worst alleged rumors. This specific case, in fact, involves Indiana Pacers teammates Paul George and Roy Hibbert. It's no surprise that the team is relatively strong and back in 2014. The duo leading the team was in fact the aforementioned players, and that all went to dust during the 2014 playoffs. Apparently, rumors began to surface following the surprisingly disappointing play of the Pacers. In the moment, a comment made by fellow teammate Lance Stevenson caught everybody's attention. The comment included information about how George and Hibbert's wife have been having conversations on social media, and that's that. Later, a gossip column then published an anonymous email it had received regarding the situation. According to the column, Roy just walked away without saying anything, but ever since then, it's been a bigger downfall in his performance on the court. It said that Paul George and Hibbert's wife had been supposedly carrying on through Instagram for a while before they ended up sleeping together. She apparently immediately felt guilty and told Hibbert, which is how he found out originally. Next, at number 6, Jim Jackson and Jason Kidd. If one is to trust cases from the 1990s, and this case is still particularly interesting and scandalous to end up on this list. It involves players and young stars of their time, Jim Jackson and Jason Kidd. The pair were fairly close when a rift was caused between them, all because of a rumor. The rumor stated that both the players were dating celebrity singer Toni Braxton at the very same time. The popular tale states that Toni Braxton arrived at a hotel that the Mavericks were staying in when they were on the road, possibly to pick up Kidd for a date. But surprisingly enough, Braxton left with Jason at the end. Toni Braxton never confirmed or denied the rumors. However, both players were shipped away after the ordeal. Jackson, to this day, denies these rumors wholeheartedly, and once discussed with Colin Cowherd, he claimed that he sits and laughs about the event. He claimed he wished that it did happen, because if it would have happened, it would have had more meat to it. He said that if it had happened, he could have patted himself on the chest and said it really did happen, but it didn't. Then he ironically joked about how he always gets asked this. Now at number 5, Gilbert Arenas and Shaquille O'Neal. In 2010, a whole decade ago, rumors began to surround the NBA-verse that claimed that Shaquille O'Neal was having an affair with the Wizard star Gilbert Arenas' fiancée, Laura Gavon. This was not just a random rumor though. Factual evidence seemed to support it in the form of leaked emails. Explicit emails between Gavon and the NBA legend were leaked. These emails went into the nitty-gritty, kind of NSFW details about what the pair would like to do to each other. These emails caused a huge stir, and Shaquille O'Neal's marriage. The star's wife, Shawnee, immediately filed for divorce from Shaq, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for their divorce. And despite all this, there is still some alleged mystery regarding the truth of the events that took place. Initially, Arenas denied any rumors that the divorce between the O'Neals was caused by his fiancée Gavon sleeping with Shaq, but he seems to have changed his statement this specific year. In the pair's sketchy and messy separation, Arenas submitted his medical records. These were submitted as part of a defamation lawsuit he filed against Gavon. Gilbert claimed that Gavon had defamed him by saying he had developed an STD. Arenas fired back by saying Gavon had caught an STD from Shaq. However, Gavon refused to submit her medical records in the lawsuit. Next up at number 4, Karl Malone and Kobe Bryant. This story stars 2 NBA legends, Kobe Bryant and Karl Malone. According to alleged event details, Malone specifically tried to make a pass at Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa. This pass was then blown up to an unhealthy degree and resulted in genuine locker room drama. The story goes, one day Karl Malone showed up wearing a cowboy hat and boots, which prompted Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, to call him cowboy and ask him what he was hunting. This prompted him to respond with the sly, "I'm hunting for little Mexican girls." And that event is known to be the start of a string of inappropriate comments allegedly made by Malone. The friendship between Vanessa and Malone soured quickly, of course, and in an interview years later, Malone even talked about it. He said that he would fight Kobe if he was still mad that he had flirted with his wife. And at the time, you bet Kobe was pretty upset about the event and even at his teammate. Back in 2004, he commented on the matter and said, "What he said is what he said. I believe in my heart that it wasn't a misunderstanding. My wife wasn't going to stand for it. She felt uncomfortable being around him to the point where she felt she had to call his wife and tell her." Now, at number 3, we have Shannon Brown and Pau Gasol. This particular event concerns LA Lakers All-Star player Pau Gasol. Gasol was happily engaged to his fiancée, Sylvia Lopez Castro, for a while, or at least it seemed that way. During the playoffs, Gasol could not show up for himself or his team the way he had done before. His numbers declined dramatically, and the Lakers were eventually just eliminated from the 2011 playoffs early on because they failed to hit the three-peat, even after taking home the title in 2009 and 2010. After this disappointing performance, it was revealed that an unnamed teammate had actually been having an affair behind his back with Lopez Castro, which caused the pair to split. Later, the teammate was revealed to be Shannon Brown. Although when the rumors about Brown being with Castro were at their peak, Shannon took to Twitter to express that he had, in fact, not slept with Sylvia Lopez Castro, as he called her pal's woman in his tweet. Now, at number 2, Tony Parker and Brent Barry. The story begins with Eva Longoria and Tony Parker in a happy, loving relationship, or so it seemed. When you're married to someone as stunning as Eva Longoria, it's hard to imagine why one would be unfaithful at all. Apparently, Tony Parker didn't get the hint, as he was caught having an affair on the side with his San Antonio Spurs teammate Brent Barry's wife. Apparently, the two couples used to be immensely close before Longoria discovered about 100 or so chain texts between Tony Parker and Aaron Barry, confirming infidelity. Suffice it to say, Eva immediately dumped the man and got her tattoo of their wedding date laser removed from her wrist. Consequently, Brent also filed for a public divorce from his wife. In an interview with Hello Magazine, Tony Parker at least somewhat addressed the things being said about his marriage. He said that it's not easy to leave a relationship for him because once he gets involved in something, he wants to do it well. When talking about the public nature of his separation and divorce, he said that one can't control the exposure of an event in the Hollywood world we live in today, and that he never particularly paid attention to what people said. And at number 1, Jason Richardson, Leandro Barbosa, and Steve Nash. Now, if you're wondering why there are 3 names here, you won't be the only one. The event itself is a crazy and bizarre one. Let us walk you through it. Known to be one of the most shocking situations in pro sports to date, the tale goes something like this. It took place between Steve Nash and 2 of his teammates from the Phoenix Suns. Here's the kicker. Steve Nash filed for a divorce from his wife only 1 day after she had a baby, which sounds insanely heartless, and it would be in any other context but this one. You see, the child that his very Caucasian wife gave birth to was partly of African-American descent, and to this day, no one really knows who the father is. Well, besides the people involved, of course. Initial speculation by invasive and involved fans deemed Leandro Barbosa as the child's biological father, but eventually, people realized that Jason Richardson might have been the more probable culprit. This was further solidified when days after Nash's divorce announcement from his wife, Richardson was traded. Nash deigned to make a singular solemn statement on the matter, as he said that this was a bittersweet moment for his wife and him. After 5 years together, they were now in the process of dissolving the marriage. And that's all for this video. Which one of these do you think is the most scandalous? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to get notified every time we post a new video.